This is TWiT.
Alphabet's Waymo has an unlikely new partner in the self-driving car race. Avis Budget Group will help Waymo manage its self-driving car fleet of Chrysler minivans in Phoenix, where it started offering rides back in April. Avis Budget owns the two traditional rental car companies, plus on-demand rental company ZipCar. The deal will offer them ideal locations where cars are needed, plus a management and maintenance infrastructure. In other big news, Apple has leased 6 cars from Hertz. Six. That's right. 6 cars.
Hey, you got to start somewhere.
Apple's like, me too, me too, me too.
We're in the news.
They said half dozen. So,
That's a
which
good
is
way
always the way to make 6 seem really big.
That's like upsizing it without actually increasing the number. Yeah, actually, I hadn't really considered this, but ZipCar and services like it are actually kind of a good stepping stone when you consider what the plans are around autonomous fleets, you know, driving people around and how you manage the infrastructure behind the scenes to operate that fleet. ZipCar does a great job managing their fleet of cars. They have their own fleets of cars. They're distributed across, you know, an urban environment, urban landscape. So they have the ability on the back end to be able to keep track through their app. That's another kind of component of what you would expect from something like Waymo in the future, to kind of manage all of those vehicles and everything that's involved therein. That's a pretty good way to kind of get access to that, is to make a deal with ZipCar or the company behind ZipCar.
And I had no idea that Hertz owned ZipCar. No, not Hertz, Avis Budget. Avis Budget on ZipCar. I think Hertz might have a share in a similar service. These were also, you know, all independent companies that got bought by these rental car companies later. But those are also the customers that they want. You know, ZipCar is, you know, used often by millennials or young people who don't think they need to own a car. Nate used ZipCar until he bought a car, and you know, it was just like he didn't need a car. He lived in San Francisco. So I think those are the people that are probably going to be the first customers of self-driving car services as well. So. Yeah,
there's a path to conversion potentially down the line for Waymo. Also kind of indicative of what Waymo has been doing. They've been cutting deals, right? This is a non-exclusive deal. They hope that this is going to kind of grow into a collaboration for other markets. They're just starting in the single market right now. But they've also, you know, we've talked in the past with partnerships with Lyft, also with Honda. That's kind of critical to what Waymo is doing, is lots of these non-exclusive partnership deals to put itself in all of these different places. And I don't know, maybe it's a matter of hedging your bets and just assuming the more deals you have, the more places you are, the more successful that conversion ends up when all of that technology is finally in place.
And I mean, the maintenance is going to be key, because these companies, like these rental car companies, are used to having cars on the road constantly. You know, like Ford knows how to make a car, but they don't necessarily have the kind of expertise about, like, how do you keep a car running that is basically always running, that is rented and comes back, and, you know, not as opposed to, you know, cars that are used regularly, like, you know, a person uses a car, you know, occasionally, not all the time, and they don't, you know, it's their car, so they're in charge of the maintenance.
So they're in charge of it. Yeah, right.